nutritional supplements, herbal remedies, and Qigong. That is going to be the topic of this episode of Qi Life. So this video is kind of a little bit of a continuation or a segue on from the last vlog, which was about whether Qi is a substance or not. And in there I made kind of a joke about if Qi really was a substance, why hasn't someone bottled it? Why haven't they put it into a drink or maybe into a pill, and then people could just have a drink of Qi or take some Qi pills and boost their energy that way. Now again, that was kind of a joke, but there is some precedent for this in a way, in that historically and even now, there are different herbal formulas and nutritional supplements that are used within Chinese medicine as ways of boosting up people's energy. Now, there are different contexts that this may be used in. The most common ones being if someone has been sick, seriously unwell, and their Qi, their energy is depleted, then sometimes a Qi tonic will be prescribed to build their energy back up. Another one being as people start to get quite elderly, past a certain age, and again, depending on what is going on within their body, within their energy system, again, some type of Qi tonic might be prescribed as a way to build up their energy and keep their energy as strong and vital as it can be as they move into their older years. Now, remembering, let's be practical about this, sometimes people think, oh, they'll find the elixir of eternal youth. It's not what it's about. All of us eventually, it's part of the cycle of life. Eventually we will come to a time where it's time to transition on and out of this form of life, and depending on your belief system, maybe into a new form. But certainly to end this phase of our experience. But these tonics are used to enjoy those last years as much as possible, to be as vibrant and healthy. It doesn't mean it's going to sustain you forever. And then there's one more time when sometimes these sorts of tonic formulas are used, and they can and have sometimes been used in connection with different types of practices. So most directly connected with Kung Fu practices, where people are doing very hard training, and so different tonics would be prescribed to help them with their training, help essentially their bodies to recover so they could build themselves up more quickly. To a lesser extent, sometimes these formulas can be used alongside Qigong training. Again, as I'm fond of saying, you've probably heard me say a few different times on this vlog channel, energy work is real work. In a much the same way, somewhat different of course, as other types of physical exercise is real work. There's real effort going on, and there's real adaptation and growth that goes on as part of that. The exertion of working in particularly more strenuous ways with our energy can tire us out, but we also build strength, we build endurance as we work in more challenging ways with our energy, and using these tonics can help to build that up. And not so commonly used in that way, but sometimes used in that way too. So, historically, and some Chinese herbalists even through to today will use different herbal formulas, different nutritional supplements for this purpose. So, with that in mind, is it a good idea for everyone doing Qigong to take a Qi supplement, some kind of herbal formula or nutritional supplement? Well, does one size always fit everyone? Most of the time the answer to that is no. No, often we need different sizes for different things. I'm wearing glasses here. This is an area where I have some weakness within my system. One that I'd like to improve at some point. I haven't had the time to or effort to to focus too much directly on that. Other things I'm dealing with. Yeah, and I wear glasses. Now, if someone else came along and they also had maybe some issue with their vision, would it work for me to just give them my glasses to fix what's going on with their vision? We might get lucky. It might work. They might need the same prescription as me. Most likely no, though. Most likely they're going to need a different prescription to address whatever's going on with their eyes. And someone might come along and their vision's perfectly fine, and giving them my glasses to wear will actually harm them. It'll harm their eyes, it'll strain the little muscles of their eyes, because it will cause them to have to adapt in a way that they really shouldn't. That's glasses, right? Could go into lots of other examples, but this carries through very much into what we take into our bodies. It was Hippocrates who said, "Let food be thy medicine," right? And that's a nice little saying. And most of the time, for most situations in our lives, what we take into our body does have an effect on our health, our well-being, our energy. Most of the time, though, this ideally is addressed at the level of food. Food are the sort of the normal things that we might eat every day, and they have a significant effect on our well-being, but its immediate effect tends to be mild. That's why we can eat them every day, but over days and weeks and months and years, they have a significant effect on us. When we typically call something a medicine, so beyond just food, that is because it's having a stronger effect in our body. And so there are some substances used in different Chinese formulas and different nutritional supplements and so on that, yeah, we could just use them as a food, and we're just having a little bit more of them in a supplement form. But the reason why we typically take these things as supplements or as remedies is because they are stronger than what we have as normal food. Now, if they're stronger, they're having a stronger effect on us, pushing our energy, our body, our system in one direction or another, right? Depending on what we need will depend whether that's useful for us or not. Some of these tonic herbs and substances, while really good, really useful for some people, will actually be harmful to others because their balance, it's all about balance. It's all about balance and harmony within our body, within our energy system. With their balance, you know, someone who's depleted on something a bit more, pushing them, great, awesome. Someone who's maybe already got a good level, you push them out too much more, it could actually throw them out of balance. Even for a substance that isn't necessarily going to push someone right out of balance, again, if it's stronger than what we would normally call food, then our body still has to process that. Our liver, our kidneys, our other tissues need to process that. So even if it's not pushing us right out of balance, it's putting an extra strain on those tissues to process something quite strong that otherwise they wouldn't need to. So even if it's not doing any great harm, it's still putting a strain on the system that is unnecessary. And going one step further, if whatever that thing is that we're taking, maybe it's in a pill or a special drink or something, generally in small quantities, right, is no stronger than food in its effect, why don't we just eat food, right? There's no point taking something as a pill or a special drink if it's no stronger than food. You might as well just eat food, because otherwise you're spending a whole lot of money on something that, you know, you could get much more cheaply, more easily, more naturally, and something that you're going to taste properly, which is going to let your body process it better and so on. So are these kinds of tonics and supplements useful? Sometimes. Yeah, they're really useful sometimes, and particularly if someone's sick or, you know, otherwise their condition is out of balance. Is it a good idea for people to just generally take these sorts of things? No, it's really not. And in fact, it's one of these things. I don't know that we can say it's just purely a Chinese approach, but definitely in terms of what we understand of the Chinese system historically and as it's come through to today, there was always a great emphasis on a personalized approach to well-being, to really seeing, you know, what's going on with someone, and then, you know, not just giving them one, you know, standard herbal formula or something, but personalizing that herbal formula to exactly what they need to bring their balance. There's been a tendency in the West to look much more for one-size-fits-all type solutions and go, the one thing, give it to everyone. Now, there is a certain amount of that in Chinese medicine and so on as well, but it seems to be much less. And this then has extended out from Western medicine into, well, Western diet ideas and things like this. And people want to, all have this one answer, not recognizing that the answer may be different for different people, depending what's going on with them and what they need. And so there can be this tendency for people to, want to have one pill. Here's my magic pill. Everyone can take it. It's going to definitely help everyone. It's really not the case. And I think people who recommend just a single pill, for everything, for everyone, there's, well, a few different things that might be behind that. One can be just lack of knowledge, potentially, uneducated, don't really understand what they're doing. Another is pursuit of money, wanting money, want something they can just sell to everyone. Yeah, those are probably the main two reasons. Sometimes it can be well-intentioned, but it shows a lack of understanding. And for someone who does have a suitable education, understanding how the body works, how our energy system works, I'd say it's unethical to just be promoting and selling one remedy to everyone, one supplement to everyone, because it's always contextual. What's going on with them? If you have that sort of education, that knowledge, you should know that before recommending any kind of supplement, herbal remedy to anyone, you need at least a certain degree of understanding of what's going on with them as to whether that particular supplement or remedy is going to be useful for them. Now with that, you don't necessarily always need tons of information. There are some remedies that are more gentle than others and more, more likely to be, you just need a little information to know, like, okay, that one's going to be suitable. But for many others, like, no, you need to know what's going on before you can recommend something. All right, that's the vlog for today. A bit of a different topic. I know I haven't actually had so many people asking me about this in the past, but often I've had people asking me about things like, what kind of diet should you eat for Qigong? This is a bit of another one, like, what about supplements for Qigong? Yeah, there can be supplements that can be useful, but needs to be individualized. Same with our diet. There are some broad general dietary principles that are useful for everyone, but how you actually apply them as an individual depend on what's going on for you. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those good things. And I look forward to seeing you on another one soon.